What's going on? Back at you with another one. This one is gonna be about Shaq and Jimmy Butler. Same situation, different decade, different circumstances, different level player. Alright, so Jimmy Butler currently is indefinitely suspended from the Miami Heat organization. All team activities are none, and the crew on Inside the NBA tackled it, and Shaq showed his hand once again. Man, look, man, I used back in 91, 90, 91 or 90. I'm coming off the dome with this. Like I don't have no script. I'm just going straight off the head, just off my memories. 91, 92, Shaq gets recruited to LSU, plays with Chris Jackson, Stanley Roberts, uh, what's my man name? Vernell Singleton. Uh, what was the guard name? Williamson. Man, he was tight. Anyway, Shaq goes there too. I think it's 3 years he went, and he goes to the NBA draft. He gets drafted by Orlando. Orlando, is immediately boosted. Shaq was bringing rims down, busting rims. Busting backboards and all that. Like Shaq's mad exciting, especially in his younger days. Like, only Sean Kemp, and Dominique Wilkins are up there as far as like force of dunks to me, in my mind. Shaq, Dominique, and anyway, Shaq was killing it. One thing though, he got swept out the playoffs. He was getting swept out the playoffs. He was a little jealous of Penny. That's been documented. He makes his way to the Lakers. Now, I was in California at the time. I was in the military. And where I was stationed in Port Hueneme, you got the Lakers games. So I was able to see a bunch of Shaq games. That's when they had Van Exel, Eddie Jones, Crew, and Cedric Ceballos. Cedric Ceballos at the swamp meet when he was supposed to be hurt, but I met him. They had a lot of potential, but they just couldn't get over the hump with Utah. Utah was handling their lunch. That was one opponent Utah did not have any problems with, because they had problems with the Bulls. They had problems with Phoenix. Phoenix put them out this playoffs a couple of times years prior. And then they get Kobe Bryant. Well, Kobe Bryant develops because he got drafted in 96. Kobe Bryant developed by 2000. He was a full-time starter, and the playoffs kicked off, and he introduced himself to the league. In my mind, from the year 2000 till 2012 or 11, whenever he got hurt, Kobe was the more dominant force in the Lakers as far as like holding his end of the bargain up. He was from the old school. It seemed like Kobe was doing it from 2000 to 2012. That was Kobe's time. Getting back to Shaq. Shaq goes to Miami, wins the championship. Both last two stops. Matter of fact, all those three stops, Orlando, Lakers, and Miami. It was all about money. Is the reason why he fell out with the teams, which is look, man. Shaq, by the time he was in Miami, he was done. I didn't want to say it. I was like hoping, like, he might lose weight and get that form back, but it was not to be. So Shaq goes out. He goes to was it Phoenix? He went to he went to Cleveland, Phoenix, Cleveland, Phoenix, and then Boston. Boston should have never happened. Man, that was sad. Seeing Shaq play like that and getting that Achilles injury, that was like, man, he looked back. What was that? Like I was like, dang, because I had seen it so many other times. Like, when he took that look back, that was it. He was looking back at his career. So he goes to TNT. That's the end on Shaq. So Jimmy Butler, man. Dwayne Wade, you pairing up with Dwayne Wade was like one of the worst things that had happened to you because like I think you lost perspective in your place in the world. Dwayne Wade was a salty veteran by then. He had been through a lot of wars, a lot of self-inflicted injuries, jumping into crowds. That's a whole nother video. But I will get there. So Jimmy Butler pairs up with Dwayne Wade in Chicago, and I think from that point on he was infected. And as far as like with bad mindset and with a terrible mindset going forward. So he gets traded a couple times. He gets traded to Minnesota. Gets traded to goes to Philly. They didn't want to pay him because it was about time to pay Embiid. Well, it was getting close to the time to pay Embiid, so he wasn't gonna get paid like he thought. My opinion, as far as Jimmy Butler, he should be playing for a little bit above the league minimum. He shouldn't be playing for the league minimum, but he's on his way out. This man hadn't played. He's sat out more games than he's played, or something close to that. So he's not the player that he was, because his whole thing was his dependability and his hustle. That was the thing that made Jimmy Butler. This playoff Jimmy just started kicking off these last few years. Like, I think he took that persona on in Minnesota. Famous dust up in practice where he played with the bench. He played with the guys that wasn't playing that much. Then he took the starters and he was trashing. It ain't too hard to trash Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins is mentally fragile. I understand everything that was going on with him, but like, it wasn't too hard. And as far as Cat goes, we seeing what he doing in New York because he got a lot of stronger. Well, Jalen Brunson's is a strong personality. You can see my man Josh Hart. Josh Hart is a strong personality, I think, and he doesn't have to carry the franchise. He's just adding on to. So I mean, his play style and his skill set are better amplified with New York. So Jimmy Butler, I mean, I was reading something on Instagram, a post, or it might have been Facebook, whichever, about Carmelo speaking about him and saying he's on the road to on his way out, basically. And like, Butler, you got a lot. You can still contribute to a franchise. Don't get me wrong, you can, but you need to fall back just a little bit and either play for the Heat or allow this trade deadline ain't too far off, and you be on your way. But I mean, my man, just fall back a little bit. You're going against Pat Riley. Pat Riley is the Don Dada of the NBA. He's like Vito Corleone. He's up there, and everybody has to kiss the rings. I think Pat Riley maybe has gotten a little too old, but I don't think that he's so out of touch that he can't create a winning team. That he can still put together a winning team. I hope they ain't trying to wait till Luka Doncic and all them other players. Like, man, you know what I'm saying. But that's just my thoughts on Jimmy Butler and the Shaq interview. Cause Shaq is he's showing a lot of where a lot of the turmoil came from. Those teams that he was with early in his career, and why he went out the way he went out. Jimmy Butler, don't do it, man. You can still do something for a franchise. Don't let them send you to Siberia. I mean, don't make them don't make them send you to Siberia somewhere, and you just become irrelevant. Stay strong, brother. Peace out.